Hi, I'm Barbara Arnwine, President and founder of the Transformative Justice Coalition. The Transformative Justice Coalition was created in 2015 because after 26 years at the Lawyers Committee, I knew that we needed a really strong, grassroots oriented, change seeking, no holds barred transformational organization, and that's how we came up with the idea for the Transformative Justice Coalition. It has been my pleasure to serve in my leadership role over these last number of years, but one of the greatest joys of this work has been our co-leader, the amazing Daryl Jones, who is chair of the board and is also very instrumental in all of our work. Daryl, what a pleasure it is for us to talk today to the nation about the work of the Transformative Justice Coalition.
Absolutely, Barbara. One of the things about the Transformative Justice Coalition is that we're not just an organization of people that come together to talk about a problem, to identify a problem, and to look at it. We're action. We're in the streets. We're the ones that get out there and get it done. And with your amazing leadership and your amazing resources that you have available and your ability to just think outside the box, together we have collaborated to make the transformative justice something that is just incredible. And I'm so excited with regards to the programming that we're able to do. Whether we're dealing with millennial Gen Z training.
That's right. Coming up this year, we will be doing the Congressional Black Caucus. We're going to actually have from the 29th of September until October 1st a Gen Z leadership training. Yes, we believe in young people. We believe that young people are the essence of our change and that we have to invest in their leadership, not in the future, now. And that it's young people who are making the change. And Daryl, some of the most important work we do is voting rights. And people need to know that in July of 2020, you and I made a sacred pledge. Tell people about that pledge.
Oh, absolutely, Barbara. It was the passing of Congressman John Lewis. And when John Lewis passed away on July the 17th, it was an incredible moment for us because he was the icon, the emblem of voting rights in America. And when he passed, we had the opportunity to view his body at the Capitol, at the Rotunda, as it laid in front of the Capitol. And there, in front of the Capitol, there was a long line of folks that were waiting to get to it. The police were in front of it. But Barbara, you said what? You felt as though we needed to take a knee. We took a knee at the casket of Congressman John Lewis. You're a very good friend and my friend as well. And we made a solemn pledge right there. Barbara, you want to tell them what that pledge was?
He said as long as we had breath, that we would fight for America's democracy. We would fight for the right of every single eligible voter to be able to cast their vote. That we would fight voter suppression tooth and nail. And that we would do everything we could to bring about a truly representative, multiracial democracy.
And John Lewis now is the face of the Transformative Justice Coalition. When you see our buttons, you're going to see John Lewis. When you see our banners, you're going to see John Lewis. But more importantly, when you see us in the street, because like I said, we're not an organization that looks from 10,000 feet in the air, look down to say what needs to be done. We're on the ground doing it. Barbara, the votercades that we've been doing, how many have we done across this nation?
Well, listen, taking our leadership from John Lewis, we believe in good trouble. So our Good Trouble votercades, we have done hundreds, people, over 250 votercades all over the country. And what's a votercade? You're saying, what is that? I haven't seen it. I haven't heard about it. Tell them about it, Errol.
Oh, absolutely. A votercade is sort of like a motorcade. You have 100 or so cars that are all lined up. We focus on communities that are generally African American or Latino, and generally are poorer communities, not economically, extravagant communities. And the concept is to celebrate the vote, to go to those communities, to remind them of the excitement of voting, that what can be accomplished when we vote. We have 100 cars that come through. The cars are decorated. The horns are blowing. We'll have oftentimes we have drummers that are preceding the cars. We have marchers that are with the cars, all talking about the excitement of voting. And our votercades just don't go from point A to point B, Barbara. Our votercades generally go from point A to a polling place where folks vote. That's the concept, is to vote, not just get you in the street, but get you in the street and walking and going to vote, Barbara. And how does it end?
It ends with a celebration village, and where people can have the fish fry, where we can have all kinds of picnicking and all kinds of good trouble voter education. But honey, we love to have a good food, and we love to have music, and we love to have activities for our children, because many people don't understand that voting rights doesn't just start with you becoming 18 and voting. It starts with taking your children to the polls. It starts with children saying to their parents, are you voting? Are you registered? We are serious. And unlike many people, they only want to talk about frequent voters. We love to go to the areas where people say there's the lowest voter turnout. And Daryl, what has been our joy? Turning that around.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Barbara, people always wonder, what is it that TJC is doing in the streets to get people so worked up and excited about voting? Here's the thing. Where we go, in the communities we go in with those low voter turnout communities, and we turn out the numbers. And what did we do down in Georgia? We went down to Georgia during the runoff election in 2021, January 2021, December of 2020, and went in there, and folks, let me tell you, when you heard about them closing polling places to create these long lines, well, don't come to TJC and tell us about a long line. You tell us about a long line, we talk about what? We talk about a line dance. So we get the music going, and we're going to celebrate what you're going to make us do. You're going to make us jump a hurdle. We're going to jump the hurdle. We're going to get the people in office that are there, that are voting rights people, so that line will no longer have to be long. We're going to, Barbara, why did the Secretary of State down in Georgia say that they're going to put people in jail for giving somebody something to eat in Georgia? What was that?
Because we gave them food and water. And at that time, we told them, when they told us we couldn't, we said, well, there's no law saying we can't. And we fought for it. And people needed that food and water because the state made it and the county governments made it so hard for them to vote. And we said, we're going to make it possible for you to vote. We believe that voting should be a celebration. And we want to talk about another group of people that we love to focus on. And those are people who were formerly incarcerated. And where these states are so vicious in blocking their right to vote, because back after slavery was ended, back when black men got the right to vote through the 15th Amendment, they came up in the latter part of the century with these evil, vicious, ugly voter disenfranchisement laws. And they were all designed to stop, as they said on the floor of their legislature, the N-word from voting.
That's it, Barbara. And you know what, folks? There's so much history that is to the voting and the voting rights of African Americans, from dealing with all of the massacres that occurred following the ending of the Civil War and that whole period that's there. There's so much history and so much information that's there. One of the things that the Transformative Justice Coalition does is that we have a Voting Rights Institute on Saturdays, and we teach you that history. You don't have to be a kid to learn it, but you need to have an open mind to hear it, and you got to have a thirst to want to know. And I can guarantee you that between Barbara Arnwine and I, you're going to get information that you've never heard about. You may wonder why a hush puppy is called a hush puppy. You'll find that answer at the Voting Rights Institute, and it's a voting-related question. You'll find out about the Arbery family and Ahmaud Arbery and all that went on down there. Barbara, what do we call it? That's a voting rights issue. Folks, This is stuff that you will learn at the Voting Rights Institute, the Good Trouble Voting Rights Institute that we hold on Saturdays.
And it helps you to understand how to talk to people about the 18 million confused voters out there who are eligible to vote, but they have a felony conviction in their background and they think they are not eligible to vote, but they are in many states. And so what we've been doing is going into the states and helping people to restore their right to vote where that's required, but also where people can vote. We've been telling them they can vote. If they can't, we make sure they know that. And they know when they can have the opportunity to vote. So this is so important, people. You know, this institute really brings us to the present. You know, they say past is prologue, but we say, nah, what we do is change the direction of justice. We believe in justice, and nothing is more important than believing in the people themselves. Black people, we are strong. We are able, we're capable. We have written through the years on the genius of our people, and we know what we can do as change. And that's why we are committed from this day until all the way through 2024. We have a special program that we're doing with our great partners all over the country, including the National Newspaper Publishers Association, the Rainbow Push Coalition with the mighty Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson, and talking with Black Voters Matters and the League of Women Voters and so many other great groups. We are committed to making sure that there are, what, Daryl? 10 million more Black voters.
Absolutely, Barbara, and you're right on the point. This is what this is about. You know, our 10 million more Black voters is a tour. It's a tour because, like I said, we're not 10,000 feet in the air looking down. We're on the ground getting it done. So when we start out in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and we're going to end up in Jacksonville, Florida, and we're going to hit a whole bunch of cities and states in between, the whole concept is, number one, to celebrate the vote, and number two, be certain that you get out there and vote. That's what this is about, folks.
So October the 8th through October the 23rd, join us in all of these 15 plus cities we're going to be going through. We are so proud that Rock Nation is one of our partners and that we're going to have some of the best artists joining us as part of this. This is our work, people. Moving forward, as you leave here, when you leave the Congressional Black Caucus, when you look back on this video, remember it's all about you, that you have the power, that this great man, when he was 23 and was leading marches and getting beaten, that he believed in the power of the people. And we believe in that, and we know that if you want to join us, if you want to be part of the Institute, if you want to be part of this fight against people trying to ban books, don't want you to teach any African American history, if you want to be part of the fight forward, the fight for our rights, the fight for a new America, if you want to be part of that, go to tjcoalition.org. Join us. Go to votingrightsalliance.org. Join us.
Absolutely, Barbara, because we know that when America votes, democracy wins. Thank you.